It's scary, and it might be the most stupid thing I've ever done. If I'm gonna be completely honest, I have been dreading making this video for a really long time now. No, I know for a fact it's probably the stupidest thing I've ever done.
We both know this is temporary. Maybe
Today we'll be discussing everything I've been putting off talking about for way too long. The future of my YouTube channel, italki, why I'm not making videos about italki anymore, why you can't find my profile on italki, and why I'm going in a different direction now. Hi, trash can. Let me get back inside and then we can get into this. When I started my YouTube channel, it's been over a year ago now, I gave myself 2 years. I essentially told myself, if I'm not making some amount of income off of YouTube after 2 years, then I won't go so hard at it anymore, and I would take a little bit of a step back, still do it as a hobby. But now I've been doing it for a year, and I have found myself at this like crossroads. Is that too dramatic? I've just found myself in this interesting position where obviously I haven't blown up, like I haven't gone like freaking viral, like I'm not making like insane amounts of money off of like the partner program or anything like that, but the videos that have done well for me, I don't feel like they represent like who I am creatively or what I want to do going forward on this platform. And it's really difficult because chances are you found me through one of my italki videos or one of my French learning videos, and to be honest, I made those because I knew that they would do well. I saw that italki, like the whole niche of italki, was pretty empty, but I knew that I was looking things up on italki when I first started, and I felt that that was a place that I could add to. And with French, like every YouTuber that I watch is like a French learner, and I'm still learning French. I still love French. My goal is still to be fluent, taking it nice and slow because I'm doing it for the long term. But I am just at this point where I'm like, well, shit. Where do I go from here? I love making videos so much. Honestly, nothing brings me like more joy. Like it makes me feel so fulfilled creatively. I could do this all day, every day. I do this all day, every day. But as many times as I've tried, I can't sit down and make a video just about italki again. Like, I just can't do it. But those are the videos who have gotten me all my subscribers, and anytime I post something that is not related to italki, y'all let me know how you feel. And it feels strange to be in this position where I'm not like successful on YouTube, but I already feel pigeonholed into this really specific niche, and that's not how I operate. I am very much the type of person who's like, I'm gonna go with the flow, I'm gonna change things up every day. Like, I am that type of person. Like, you cannot put me in a box. Like, I am totally that annoying ass person who's just like, I don't fit in anywhere. Ugh. So, having my creative outlet be the thing that puts me in a box, frustrating as hell. Italki. What happened? Pretty much literally every single day, I get some sort of message, email, DM, comment, asking. Oh my god, my eye is twitching. Do you see that? Oh, my eye has been twitching a lot recently. Stress. But I get something that's like, hey, I can't find your profile on italki, or are you still teaching on italki, or how can you be my teacher on italki? I want you to be my teacher on italki, or I want to talk to you about italki. Blah. I'm just like, okay, that's great. Like, I'm really happy that my videos have helped so many people, and I'm honored that you guys watch them and that you trust me and all of that. Everything I've ever said in an italki video still stands. However, I had to shut down, or I had to make my profile on italki private, which I think I talked about in my last italki video, but I still get comments about it every day. People like, I can't find you. There's a reason for that. And people are still finding me, which is nuts. I still get DMs and messages on there, but my profile is private. I am not taking new students. I have an incredible group of students who I work really well with, but for a bit there, it was becoming more and more where people would book me just because I made YouTube videos, not because I was going to be the right teacher for them. And first of all, it felt really strange taking away students from more deserving teachers who would be a better fit just because I made a YouTube video. So there was that, plus not being able to keep up with lesson requests. And then not having time for my regulars as well, like having my entire schedule be booked up because people wanted to book with me, which was really exciting, but then I wasn't able to, like, the people who had been with me since before I was even making YouTube videos, they were just like left in the dust. So I wanted to make sure that I was prioritizing those people. And another reason after that is also people were looking up my profile like somewhat maliciously, basically like using it against me, saying like, you shouldn't listen to her because she has only completed this many lessons and she isn't a professional teacher. And it's like, okay, these are all things that I made very clear in my videos. I never once said I was a professional teacher, never once said I had the most, like, I've always been very upfront, but for some reason people would still like think that they got some tea. They'd be like, I figured her out, and it's like, no, I mean, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that at like this exact timestamp, but okay. And the fact that italki is still my job, I wanted to separate it from YouTube. I also wanted to not make any more videos because I know the second I post a video about italki, it's gonna be my most viewed video. Like, it's easy, and I could so easily just bank off of that for longer, but it would just be reusing the same content over and over and over and over and over again and saying the same things over again, and I just don't want to beat a dead horse just for views. It's not my jam, not how I do things. And same thing with French. Like, I have videos planned coming up that go along with French, like within the next month and a half. I'll have at least one video up that pertains to French, but like, that's not my whole life. It's a very small portion of my life, and through this whole moving process, like, it's definitely gone on the back burner. Everyone who learns a language knows, like, shit goes on the back burner sometimes. Totally fine. So I guess the moral of this story is YouTube and the algorithm already are so annoying and so difficult to figure out, and so oftentimes frustrating. I don't also need to be putting myself in those boxes, and I don't also need to be putting that pressure on myself to keep doing the same types of content and to keep myself in some specific niche that doesn't necessarily speak to me at that point in time. And if that means I don't get a ton of views, and if that means I don't get subscribers, and if that means that I might have to push the 2-year plan to a 3 or 4-year plan, or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, like, it doesn't matter. But when it comes down to it, I do this because I love it. And I have a lot of messages that I really, really want to spread that I think go much deeper, and that are much more honest and vulnerable than just sharing my French anxiety or my annoyances with like tutoring and stuff like that. I just feel like I have a lot more to offer. Over these last few months, like, I have been kind of stepping in the direction that I want to go in. I've been trying to find my voice and make videos that come from my heart versus making videos specifically for like what I think the algorithm wants. And it's been kind of scary, especially when I work really hard on something and then it gets like no views at all. Like, it's genuinely kind of heartbreaking. But I've just been trying not to care as much and pay attention as much and just focus any energy that I put on the algorithm into creating. And yeah. So why am I making this video? What's the point? The point is that I'm going all in. For real. It's scary, and it might be the most stupid thing I've ever done. No, I know for a fact it's probably the stupidest thing I've ever done. But sometimes, I don't know, I've always taken the safe road in life, and it's worked. But I also think that if you want to do great things, you can't take the safe road. So dramatic. Ugh. I have a plan. I have a very intensive plan of what I'm gonna be up to over the next few months and the types of content I'm gonna be creating, and I am so excited. I am also terrified. I will be uploading more often. I will be filming pretty much all the time, non-stop. It's gonna be a little nuts here for a bit, but I couldn't be more excited. And I guess this is just my invitation, like, if you want to join me on this journey of like barely having any subscribers. Thank you for 3K though. Like, that's a lot in my eyes. I'm like wigging out over it. Like, it's so cool. But in comparison to a lot of other people, like, I don't have, like, I'm not like making Mr. Beast type of money here. If the algorithm isn't willing to work for me, then I gotta just go 10 times harder, basically, is what I'm thinking. And not be afraid to fail, because I truly believe that if you do something and you're passionate about it for long enough, and you try for long enough, and you try hard enough, and you put everything you have into something, you can't fail, because the only time you fail is if you quit. I'm not planning on quitting. I'm planning on quitting being loyal to some fucking pieces of code in the internet that decide whether or not my videos even show up in the subscription feed or whatever. And if you only followed me for my italki content, unsubscribe. It is okay. If you don't want my new videos popping up in your subscription feed, if you don't want them popping up on your homepage, you don't have to click on them. You don't have to be subscribed to me. You don't have to, none of it. You don't have to do any of it. You owe me nothing. So yeah, no hard feelings. And I'm excited for this next chapter. And it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be really cool. So You can probably tell I'm nervous, but yes. So if you're into all of this stuff, subscribe, follow along, like this video, comment. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, and I'll see you soon.